name is Abby Davis, and I will be presenting various leadership theories, inclusive of Burns' Transformational Leadership Theory, Cousey's and Posner's Leadership Participation Inventory, Servant Leadership, and Adaptive Leadership Theory. To begin with James Burns' idea that if there is an individual in an organization, such as a leader, who exhibits positive morals and high standards, followers are likely to develop and exhibit these standards as well. In turn, the hope is that there will be a mutually beneficial relationship created between the leaders and the other members of the team, which in turn can motivate them to complete tasks and other goals within the organization. One impact that the leader may have to handle is that there could be individuals who are not so sure they would like to participate in this manner, or if this technique is for them, they may be comfortable as they are. So I think the leader will find that in many different theories and techniques, they will have to be creative to come up with solutions that work for everyone as a whole, because as we know, people are unique, so there's not one simple answer. Moving on to Cousey's and Posner's Leadership Participation Inventory. So the two researchers developed 5 critical components they believe are beneficial for leaders to have. The first is being a role model and exhibiting the particular mannerisms you hope to see throughout the organization. The second is to develop a goal or milestones to reach certain goals that the team can strive for. The third idea is to be able to face challenges and situations as they occur, and to also be able to maintain your composure while addressing such. The fourth item is to make sure that everyone is engaged and participating on the team so they can continue their self-growth and development. And finally, it's important to ensure that the leader as well as the followers have passion to achieve these goals. Otherwise, you could run into situations of underperformance, not meeting deadlines, and different organizational negative results. Moving on to the servant leaders. So this idea was developed by Robert Greenleaf in the 1970s, and it's a little different than our typical organizational techniques and standards we see. This idea essentially is where the leader develops different services and skills, tools, resources, you name it, that they can provide to their followers and project team to ensure that they can continue their self-growth, they can continue to further their knowledge and continue with their development in the organization. There are a few positives with this technique that I think are great, and like I had mentioned, development is key. However, I think that the leader needs to define a balance with the followers and other members to ensure that they can meet their needs as an organization. Their goal is as a leader is to make everyone happy. However, we know that people can be unique, so I think it's important to make sure the leader's not diving into tons of organizational costs and resources to meet everyone's particular needs to a T. And I also think it's important that the leaders are not spoiling their other members, just because I think if everything is handed to those individuals, it does them a disservice in their independent growth. And if they were to try to achieve a role or a position in another organization, it could be detrimental for them. So I think it's just important to maintain that balance and kind of lay out how you want the plan to go before implementation. And lastly, adaptive leadership theory. So this is a fast-paced system that leaders are required to work with their teams and organization to address issues as they come in. So it's constantly changing and evolving, and that's great for an organization's project enhancement and overall quality improvements. However, for teams, this could either be great or it could be somewhat of a disappointment. It can be great for individuals and teams because it can allow them to switch up their everyday tasks, try new things. Cross-training is great in organizations. However, if there's a great dynamic on a team and that's disrupted due to new changes and new ideas, sometimes that can cause frustration and stress. So I think it's important that the leader takes a step back and addresses these items before they are put into place. And the other item of concern is that the leader needs to ensure that they are able to handle like situations as they come in and still empower others to generate the ideas that they do. Because this is fast-paced, the leader may have that feeling that they need to just come up with the idea, make the decision. However, they still need to remember that there are other individuals that are there to help them and that should be growing as well. So overall, all of these theories have their strengths and weaknesses, and I think it's up to the leader ultimately to decide which theories would work best in certain organizations. And I think that concludes my presentation. So if you have any further questions, please let me know, and thank you for watching.